So our steps one day had a little bit of a, I don't know, a pop, and then they were kind of bending down a little bit. And we found out that the only way to get to the bolts is to come through the inside step here. Okay, we got another project on the Adventurer here. So our steps one day had a little bit of a, I don't know, a pop, and then they were kind of bending down a little bit. And then down the road sometime it did it again, but the other side. So our steps are actually kind of hanging down and pretty flexible, which isn't good. So we've been putting this block of wood underneath, and we found out that the only way to get to the bolts is to come through the inside step here. Yeah, I don't think you can see it, but yeah, you can see that tear over there. So the metal actually tore. When they build these, they put a bolt in and weld it into place, sticking down, that they mount the steps to. And so once the steps are there, all you can do is take that nut off the bolt and take the steps off and on, but you can't get to the top of the bolt. So when that tore there, there's no way to get to it. So what we've had to do is take the vinyl off this step inside and cut a hole. And I've had other people I've read where they've actually cut a big plate out and then put a board in there. Well, I didn't want to do that, so I figured if I cut a hole, a small hole, I can put a thin piece of metal over it and then just put the vinyl back over the top. So we've got that. We've got the hole down in there, and we're going to try a bolt through there, and hopefully it'll lift the steps back up into place. All right, so we have a new bolt in there holding the steps up. You can actually see here from underneath what I did. I used this plate that's part of the steps and just went through that. There's another, I'm actually going to put 4 of them in. You can see there's a bolt there, the original bolt, and something back there as well. And then there's a bolt. It's just I couldn't see it. So there's a bolt there. There's a bolt over there. That one is torn. The metal that it's in is torn. The back ones seem to be good, but there's actually 4 holes here on these brackets that are part of the steps. So I'm going to use those. Look like they give it a little extra strength. All right. Well, we have our repairs completed. Our stairs actually rose up over an inch, and it's not all pretty, you know, but when you're full-time and you have limited tools, you do what you can do. Got the 4 bolts now that lifted the steps up. You know, they were hanging down because the 2 front bolts were rusted and the metal was actually tearing them. So the bolts here are through the original mounting holes for the step, and hopefully that'll work. So again, this is you know, I saw some other people on Facebook that had this issue, and they did different things. They cut the step, they cut a big square or rectangular space open here on the step, welded a plate down in there and mounted it through that. Well, I don't have the resources or the money to have somebody else do it, so this was the best I could do. This cost me probably, well, the hole saw was the most expensive thing, so $20. I bought a new drill bit to drill because the 15/16 I had was not working very well. So another $6-7. 4 bolts, 4 washers. Had the other washers and the nuts, and a tube of adhesive to finish the job here. So what we're going to do is we also bought a piece of sheet metal, thin sheet metal. We're gonna glue that down, and then we're gonna glue down the original vinyl, like this piece here, on top of that, and we should be good to go. So the steps are really strong, they're not moving anymore. I do like, you know, we ended up putting this block under here, you know, when it was tearing, to keep it from totally tearing off. And I do like the stability that added, so I'm either going to continue to use that block or look at these adjustable step legs. I've seen them. I don't know if they're really that good to use or not. So if they are, leave a note in the comments below. And appreciate you checking this out. Again, it's just me doing this on what I can afford with the tools I have. So if you have a better way of doing it, you know, share it. People will be thankful for that. So our fix on the steps has held up really well. The steps are nice and strong. You know, granted that metal underneath is old, and the ultimate thing would be to replace it with a new piece of metal, but like I said earlier, resources, costs, this is working well. So, you know, this is a 2001 Winnebago Adventurer. It's actually a 2001 Ford chassis and a 2002 Adventurer house. So it's 24 years old, and we've only got, well, we're up to almost 40,000 miles now. We bought it only had 25,000 miles on it, but like I said, that step fix is doing real well. I had looked into getting the little step legs that come down there, and I don't know, I didn't like them. I wasn't sure about the adjustments, and the fact that, you know, every time you open that door, the steps come in and out on the motorhome, and you know, we travel a lot being full-time, so I decided to not get those extenders. But what I found was a really simple fix at Walmart, $15 jack, and it's great. The steps are really strong, and it was pretty inexpensive. So as you can see there, we just have this jack that's underneath there. When we set up, we put it underneath. There's a little board on top of the jack. We jack it up just enough to get the steps to be really nice and solid. Takes the stress away from those bolts and the weld as well. So all in all, you know, real inexpensive fix, and that's what we tried to do here. You know, we didn't pay a lot for this unit, and it's served us well. We're traveling full-time. 2 years now we're full-time, and you know, it's just the way to go for us. So yeah, like I said, we try to do things that fit our budget, and you know, we've been very, very blessed with what we've been given by the Lord. This 24-year-old RV has done us well. We're traveling full-time, and I have to say we've just been blessed with it. So, you know, our go-to verse is Joshua 1:9, and it says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord God is with you wherever you go." And I have to say, the Lord has been with us. We've been fairly trouble-free, and we call our Winnebago here Big Blue, and Big Blue is keeping us on the road. So
cruising with purpose, sailing free, discovering wonders, you and me. Easy dream adventures, faith our guide, God's love surrounding us worldwide, surrounding us worldwide.